Good evening again, everyone. So we are going to continue our look on, well, we're going to conclude our look on significant figures and standard form. We're going to do the questions that we started yesterday, or even to do these 3 items, 3 very simple questions. I do hope that you have your calculators nearby, notepad, notebook, as well as if you're into just having a physical notebook, you can go ahead and use your physical notebook. It will help you to practice showing you're working out. So let me share my screen. Are you all seeing my screen? All right, great. So we are going to, well, I'm going to time you for the items. So you're starting with the first one that you're seeing there. Okay. So giving you can do this question in about 3 minutes, but I will give you 5. So I'm starting my timer. Right, so we have started. Oh, my background won't allow you to see my timer. Once you're finished, just please go ahead and use the raise hand feature. Anyone at least finish with the first part?
A and B. B and C.
All right, thank you. Okay, Ophelia is finished. All right, thank you, Ophelia. Ophelia, you can type your answers to me via private message, like just send me a direct message, okay? And then once everybody's finished, or most persons are finished, by the time the timer goes, you will be the first to share one of your responses, okay, Ophelia? All right, I'm seeing the hands. All right. I see Nathan and Ophelia. Torre and Shantoya, are you both finished or still working?
Yes, I'm finished.
You're finished? All right, so the timer just went. Shantoya, how far are you? Shantoya, can you hear me?
Yes, miss.
All right, thank you, Ophelia. I'm seeing your responses. All right, so let us go through together. All right, so for the first one, we have 31.9 multiplied by 1.27. What's your answer for this one? What's your answer for part A?
Who missed?
Go ahead.
Oh, 40.513 miss.
Say that again.
40.513.
Okay. And Ophelia, let me go back to what Ophelia said.
Then, then, you get on the class?
Let me see something here. Okay. Okay, Ophelia got 40.5. Torre, can you share with us your response? What was your answer? Torre, can you share with us your answer? I'm not hearing you. If you're speaking, I'm not hearing you, my dear. Can you hear me?
Yes, miss.
Oh, the first part, what did you get for your answer? Part A. Okay, thank you. All right, so Ophelia, from your response, I realized that you went straight ahead to round off directly from the first part of the question. So in a case like this, because it is asking you to calculate the value, just express your answer exactly as you have worked out. So do not do any rounding off as yet, just express it as it is. So your first answer here equals, let me set this up properly. Where's my, okay. So it would have been 40.513. And then part 2 says that you are to write it to 3 significant figures. Now, you know my first question before we write to any significant figures, how many do we actually have from the answer? How many significant figures are there?
5, miss.
That is correct. And if we want to write it to 3, what would we do? And I saw Ophelia's response earlier, yes. Let me go back and look at it. Yes, your response was correct, Ophelia. Shantoya, want to share with us your response for part B? Shantoya?
Miss, would it be 40.5?
That is correct. $40.5. Now let's get to what we looked at yesterday, or standard form or scientific notation. What's the format that we use and how do we write it? So what is our answer here? Those are the things that you need to consider. The format for standard form. Once you know the format, you should be able to write it. So let's see. Who would like to share this response? I've gotten Ophelia's response, but who would like to share it as we're discussing now?
The answer, miss?
Yeah, who would like to share?
Oh,
For
miss, I
part
got
C.
4.0513 times 10 to the first power.
Times 10 to the first power. Okay. Ophelia, you wrote 40.5 times 10, I believe. Tori, what did you get?
Miss for number 1.
Part C.
Oh. This I got 4.0513 to times 10.
All right, thank you very much. I'm seeing that. Check. Good afternoon, Zane. Okay, so with the responses, it will be 4.51, oh, 4.0513 times 10. Or if you want to put the 1 or the first part, that's fine. So Ophelia, the reason we couldn't accept the 40 is that it has to be your, all right, this is your general form for standard. So this first term must be less than 10. It must be greater than 1, or it could also be equal to 1. Now in this case, our answer was 40. So one of the easy ways that we learned how to write standard form yesterday was to the number that you have, just put your decimal point, just as I said, this is just one of the convenient ways of writing it. So we say we have 40.513. So if that is our figure, we just put decimal point here. And now comparing it with the original figure that we got, which was 40, and now we have 4.0, we just count the number of places or number of groups that we skipped. In this case, we only skipped 1. And then we multiply, always multiply by 10, and our exponent is going to be 1. So are you seeing it, Ophelia? You seeing the steps? Okay. Can I go to the next item? Zane, are you able to follow so far? Zane, are you able to follow so far? All right, cool. So we're moving on to the next slide. All right, so this is now where it gets a bit tricky. We have to incorporate our knowledge of order of operation. So for this question item, I will give you, let me see the time now, okay. You're using calculators, so that should be fine. I'm giving you 7 minutes, and your 7 minutes start now. And as usual, once you're finished, please use the raise hand feature if you do have it. If you don't have it, you can just type in the chat, Miss, I'm finished. I see your hand, Nathan. I see it. Okay, Ophelia. We have 1 minute and 40 seconds left. 1 minute and 36 seconds. Good evening, Courtney. Hi, Courtney. Courtney. Good evening. All right, so a few seconds left. Less than, we have 50 seconds left. Reese? Okay, Courtney, no problem. All right, so our timer just went. So if you're able to see the screen, so I know that Ophelia and Nathan are finished. Torre, Shantoya, and Courtney just joined us, so I'm not sure how far he was able to get. Reese, good evening. Are you able to see the presentation? All right, so Who would like to share with us the first response? Who would like to share the first response?
Miss, the first response is 472.104.
Okay, all right. So Nathan, I'm just gonna put you on pause for a little bit because I've been hearing you since we started. So let me give, I'm gonna start with someone else because I have your response. I saw the raised hand. Ophelia, I see your hand as well. But do I have anyone else? Torre, what number 2, part 1? Shantoya, number 2, part 1. All right, Nathan, go ahead, please. Say your response again, and then tell us what you did. Nathan, you can go ahead.
Do the second one, Miss?
No, the first one, because I want you to share the steps that you took.
The first one, Miss, I just put in the calculator.
All right, so based on what you put in the calculator, which part did you think it did first? Did it do the addition first or the multiplication first?
The addition first, Miss.
You sure that's what the calculator did?
Yes, Miss. But no, that's what I did.
All right. Anyone else? No one else has a response? Ophelia, can you share your response, please? Is Ophelia still here? Yeah, Ophelia, can you go ahead and share your response? No, but share your response still. Share what you got. Because based on what I'm hearing, there's something that we are missing. All right, so Shantoya, Courtney, Zane, and Torre, do you have any response? Are there any responses?
Miss, for what I did, I got 350.454.
So you got 350.454. All right, can you tell us what you did first?
Miss, I just put it on the calculator.
Which part do you think the calculator did first, the addition or the multiplication?
the addition, miss.
Miss, it does the multiplication first, miss.
Okay, so in actuality, what it does, as Nathan just said, is the multiplication that's being done first. Remember, in order of operation, if you do not have any brackets or exponents, you go ahead and look at multiplication or division going from left to right. So even if you put in your calculator is programmed, well, most of them at least, they are programmed to do or to follow your order of operation. If they're not programmed that way, you being the person inputting the information in the calculator, you have to be able to know how to use your brackets, as well as understand how your personal calculator functions. So when you do the bracket part first, then you're adding to it 196.71. So thank you very much, Shantoya. So Nathan, that means your answer needs some fixing up then, right?
Oh, miss, I did it over. I got the actual answer, miss.
Oh, okay then. So this would be your exact response. Now, what about writing it to 4 significant figures? And I want to hear from someone else other than Nathan and Shantoya, because I have been hearing from them. But Nathan and Shantoya, still be on standby. Zane, I know you're on the road, but are you able to see and follow what we're doing? Okay, great, no problem. And Zane, thank you very much for still being here, even though you're on the road. That's commendable, because other persons will just like, oh, nah, can't bother. But thank you very much. Now let us look at, where is it? So 4 significant figures. All right, thank you, Ophelia. Yes, thank you very much. Do we agree with her response?
Yes, miss. Wait, what? Wait,
Nathan, she
yes,
wrote,
miss, I do.
you do, okay.
Yes, miss.
All right, anyone objecting, or the response is fine? She wrote 3, well, 3, 5, 5. So just to recap for those persons who would have missed when we looked at significant figures, we count significant figures from left to right, and we start with the first digit that is not 0. So for this figure, starting off with 3, that means we go 1 significant, 2 significant, 3. Now this 0 here, it is significant because it is a captive 0, or it is sandwiched between 2 digits that are significant. We have 4 significant, 5, and then 6. So overall, we have a total of 6 significant figures. Our question is only asking us for 4. So we count to 4, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we look at the digit beside it. If it's 5 or more, we will just use our rounding off principle, and we get this. So that's that, and that's correct. Now, what about 2 decimal places? Oh, Ophelia, I want you to look back at your answer, because what you have done is to change the value of the original answer. When you're writing decimal places, we're not changing the value. We're just writing it in a condensed format. So instead of moving anything or moving your digits, we're actually shortening the number of decimal places that we have without changing the value. Okay, Nathan, I see your hand. Go ahead.
Miss, is it 350.45?
Give me a bit more volume. Say again, please.
350.45.
350.45. Yes. So 350.45. So without changing the original value of the number that we calculated, we see that we had originally 3 decimal places, 4, 5, and 4. And the question is only asking us for 2 of those. So we're not moving any digit to the whole number side. We're just dropping off based on the number of decimal places that are needed. So we're looking at 4.54. The 4, which is in the third decimal place, it is less than 5, so we will drop off. And that leaves us with 4, 5 as our digits that are in the first and the second decimal places. Any questions so far? Ophelia, any question? Courtney, any question? Torre, any question? Chantoya?
No, miss.
Okay, so Ophelia, are you seeing or understanding why we can't just move the digit? All right, great. So let me see. Torre, I still haven't heard from you. Courtney, I haven't heard from you as it relates to sharing a response. So the final question item, for this question at least, the final item is writing in standard form. Who would like to share this one? Nathan, just hold a minute, okay? Let me hear from somebody else. Yes, go ahead. Go ahead, my dear. Go ahead. Shantoya, I see your microphone is open, so you can go ahead. Shantoya, were you about to respond?
No, miss.
Okay, but do you have a response for the final one? Nathan, I know your hand is up. I know, I see it. I see it, I see it, I see it. Torre, Ophelia,
Yes, miss.
I haven't heard a response from you for this question. So can you share with us the final one that says in standard form?
It's 3.505. 3.5045 times 10 to negative second power.
You sure it's negative?
Wait, no, miss, negative to 10 to 10 squared.
Yeah, that is correct. Okay, so moving on to the final item. There's two simple items. I won't even give you time to bat your eyes on this one. So you can just go ahead and just raise your hands, raise your hands, raise your hands. So if you know, raise your hand. Okay, Sonny boy, I see your hand. I see it.
This is the first one. What number is that? 89,312 times 10 to the 0th power. The standard
Look at
form,
it
right?
again. Look, remember, we want to write it in standard form. Check it again, standard form. Yes, Ophelia, you're about to share your response. Courtney, is Courtney still here? Sheila said no. All right, Courtney. Nathan, have you double checked your answer?
Yes, miss.
All right.
Miss 8.9212 times 10 to the 4th power, miss.
8.9312 times 10 to the what?
4th power, miss.
Are you sure?
Yes, miss. Yes, I think so.
You think so?
Yes, miss.
Okay, let me ask one of your classmates. Shantoya, you think is correct? Torre, do you think Nathan is correct?
Yes, miss.
Okay. Ophelia, you think he's correct? Oh, let me check the chat. Sorry about that. All right, thank you very much. Zane? All right, so yes, the answer is correct. So we have it in the form where it is less than 10, greater than or equal to 1. We multiply it by 10. We counted how many positions it took or how many groups or places of 10. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and that becomes our exponent. What about the second one? The second item, 0.0005647. I'm seeing a response in the chatty waddy. Ah, thank you very much. I see it, I see it, I see it. So let me write it here. So we have 5.647 1 times 10. And then we counted 1, 2, 3, 4. And because the number is lesser than 1, it's going to be a negative exponent, -4. Is everybody okay with that?
Yes, miss.
All righty. Now, I know last week I said that we we were looking at the foundations that we could start algebra ordinal this week. But I didn't remember that we're gonna finish up with standard form from last week, and we did that yesterday and today. So what's going to happen is that we will still do the review quiz next week with similar items that we have done here. And I'm going to try and have it either as a Google form kind of a quiz, or using quizzes. Once I have that organized, then we can go ahead and do that. And we'll go ahead and look at algebra. But before we dismiss and even proceed into algebra, I would like for each of you to type what you have done so far, whether it be in grade 9 or grade 7 and 8, what you have done so far that you can remember in algebra. Because I wouldn't necessarily, I would like to start off with the basics, but not like too basic in the sense that we're not able to get to the main points that we want to look at in terms of algebra.
Miss, is this also for me to no.
Say again, please.
Is this also for me to do too, Miss? Or
If it's also for you to do too.
am I supposed to also write what I did in school?
Even everybody. Did you already tell me, Nathan? Did you tell me from last week?
Okay.
Nathan, sorry boy. I don't remember.
Okay.
Yeah, so please type it. And this time I will make a note of it. So please share in the chat what you remember covering so far in algebra. Would there be expressions, equations, simultaneous, indices, all of those? Please let me know. And we have less than 5 minutes to do so. All right, I'm seeing responses coming in. All right, all right. Thank you, Ophelia. Okay. Let me see. Ah, yes, okay.
Type it all out.
Say again.
Do I really have to type it all out?
All right, Nathan, go ahead and share.
Okay. Is I going to remember this time?
Say that again.
Are you going to remember this time?
I will try to make a note of it.
Okay. I did laws of indices, computation, scientific notation. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm writing everything. I see laws. Okay, laws of indices, operations, simultaneous, algebraic fractions. Anybody has done equations? Equations?
Yes, miss.
So equations. All right, I have that. What about you, Zane? Are you able to type still? Zane, can you share with us? Tori, can you share with us? Shantoya, can you share with us what you've done in algebra so far? From first form to grade 9. Because what this will mean then is that instead of starting from the very, very basic, we can just jump right ahead and look at some of these questions. And as we go along, where there needs to be some form of remediation on some of the basic parts, then we can do that. I noticed that no one mentioned substitution. Haven't you done substitution? I'm not seeing it. I didn't hear it.
I did that too.
Okay, so substitution.
Wait, substitution in simultaneous equations, miss?
No, man, just regular substitution.
Oh.
What about transposition? Like when you rearrange a formula, anybody has done that?
Miss, I think I did it, but I didn't remember the.
Okay, because transposition is the same as like change the subject of the formula. Okay, I see Ophelia sending it. Okay, good. All right then, so I take it that we're all pretty much set. Shantoya, have you shared with us yours? Or what they have said you have covered? It's pretty much the same.
Yes, miss.
All right, my dearest, thank you very much. Okay, so we are at that time where we close off our session. I do hope that as we have done our final review for now on significant figures and standard form, while doing some of these calculations, you are able to better understand how to write these figures and to do your calculations. And one thing I want you to start thinking about is, seeing that you're in grade 9, how are you able to see these types of topics being incorporated in real life? Or in just your day-to-day activity? Like, where do you see approximation taking place using significant figures or standard form? Where do you see decimal places and how they're being used? Math is important just as all your other subjects. And remember, you are to practice, practice, practice. If there are any questions before we dismiss, just raise your hand and we will discuss quickly. If there are no questions, please consider yourself dismissed. Do have a good rest of the evening and weekend, and we'll see each other again, all being well, next week. Bye, everyone.
Miss, what is the next thing we're doing next class?
Bye,
Say again, Nathan.
What are we doing next class, Miss?
Really, Nathan, didn't I just tell you?
I didn't hear me.
Okay, so let me repeat once more. We are going to, we are going to do a quick recap quiz similar to the questions that we have done, either using Google Forms or quizzes. And then we're going to look at algebra, and we might just jump straight into some of the topics that you have done already instead of starting from the very, very, very basics. Understood?
Yes, miss.
All right, cool. I hope everybody got that this time.
Thank you, Miss. Bye, Miss.
All right, so bye everyone. Bye Tori, bye Shantoya, bye Ophelia.
Bye, miss.
Bye.